Welcome to Can I Tell the Truth? The podcast that dives deep into real stories by real people. Hosted by Dannyology. Each episode is designed to inspire, motivate, and educate you through the power of authentic life experiences and valuable lessons. Join us as we uncover the truths that shape our lives and empower us to grow. Get ready to be moved, enlightened, and inspired. This is Can I Tell the Truth?
All right. So first question. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be and what would your superhero name be?
Oh, man. Let me see here. Well, I would definitely, my superpower would be to regenerate.
To regenerate?
Yep. Kind of like Wolverine. Because then I could live for as long as I wanted to. I could drink as much beer as I wanted to and not have to worry about none. And I would live for a very, very long time, hundreds of years. My superhero name would be the Regenerator.
The Regenerator?
That would be my superhero name.
That's dope, man.
What about you?
Great. I've always wanted to teleport. I'm not with the whole flying thing, but I'm cool with the teleport thing because it happens so fast. You know what I'm saying? I could be anywhere, anytime. Chill with my son in Texas, come back, chill with my daughter, come back to work. Like nothing ever happened.
That sounds like a good superpower.
Yeah, I don't know. My super name probably be, I don't know. I can't even think of one. With a teleportation power? I don't know.
The teleporter.
Teleporter?
Almost like the transporter.
I like the teleporter. Right? It sounds kind of like a hitman.
Yeah.
This is a job for the teleporter.
Right? Teleporter's
like
on
that.
this one. Teleporter's on the scene.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna go to. I'll do another funny. It's supposed to be like funny questions, right? So, what's your guilty pleasure TV show or movie?
Oh man, my guilty pleasure TV show is The Golden Girls.
The Golden.
I love The Golden
Which
Girls.
one though?
All of them.
All of them, even the one when they get the hotel.
Dude, my grandma used to watch The Golden Girls through the 80s when I was growing up, and I started watching it with her. And the more I watch it, the more I like this. So The Golden Girls is definitely, I could binge watch that all day long.
Yeah, I think I've seen every episode of The Golden Girls, especially when they rented the hotel in Miami on South Beach.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are in Miami. The Golden Girls are in Miami. That's where they live.
They live in somewhere deep in Florida.
No, they live in Miami.
They lived in Miami.
They live in Miami.
Okay, see.
Yeah, they live in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like The Golden Girls. Yeah, mine's I would say Sanford and Son.
Yo, I could watch and say, my stepmom, she was just saying, that's you and your dad. She would always tell me that. That's you and your dad, always fighting all the time. It was funny because we always did fight all the time, my dad and I. We used to watch Sanford and Son all the time. You big dummy.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Come on, Pops.
I'm coming for you.
Come on, Pops. Elizabeth was his wife.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Yo,
Come
my
on,
son
Elizabeth.
loves Sanford and Son. He can't get enough of
Fucking
it.
Esther. Grady.
Yo, Grady had his own show, and Grady's show was pretty good.
Grady was in,
He had his own show, and it was not
Grady
bad.
was in Boys in the Hood.
Never noticed that.
Grady was in Boys in the Hood, yeah.
Wow.
He made a cameo in Boys in the Hood.
I never knew that,
Yeah.
man. That's crazy.
When Lawrence Fishburne was telling his son and the other guys where he was like, you guys need to be good, dude. And he goes, well, who's out there killing himself? He's like, these kids right here. That was Grady. In that scene where they're up there, that was Grady.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now it's coming back to me. That's crazy. I never really looked at it like that.
Yep,
That's wild. All right, here we go. More of a serious question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I mean, the biggest one that comes to my thing is just work hard. That's what I always told whenever I'm at work, just work hard.
Simple to the point.
And just basically, if you want something, go get it. You know, work for it and go get it. And I believe that's what I did in my life. You know, it took me a long time. It took me almost 26, 27 years to get where I'm at. and make the money I can make. But, you know, sometimes I fall short. But you know what? I just keep going back and trying to get back to where I'm going. But you know what? You just can't stop. You gotta keep going.
I like that. Simple. Man, mine was, had to deal with a relationship, and it was like, whatever you do in a relationship, enjoy yourself. Because when it's all said and done, no matter how much time and money you put into it, you enjoyed yourself. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what happened. It could have been a really bad breakup. It could have been mutual breakup. When you understood that, like, you enjoyed every moment of it, you know, it doesn't matter.
Hey, that's what it's about, man. Just moving on, not looking back. I mean, that's what you got to do.
Yep. What was the biggest life lesson that you?
I would probably have to say that if I knew what I know now, then I would have done things a lot differently in life. If now that I'm a little older, if I can go back and talk to my younger self, I'd probably tell myself to do things a little bit better and not do the things that I've already done, and kind of wipe out everything and just have a clean slate of moving on, doing different things.
What make you say that?
I've just done too many things in my life that were just terrible, that when you don't care about something or anyone but yourself, nothing else matters, just me. So when you live your life that way and you're the only thing that matters and nobody else does, you don't really care what you do. You don't matter who you hurt, who you offend, anything. So I would go back and tell myself back then, that's not the way to live. There's a better life.
Yeah. Damn. That's similar to mine, because the biggest life lesson I had in my life was living for myself and not for others. As a lot of times you do things to kind of like, well, personally me, I was kind of living for my father because like he was never really in my life. And I tried to outdo him as a father when he didn't care. He could care less about being a father. So I wasn't living up to my fullest potential as a man or as a father, just because I was trying to outdo somebody that could give two fucks. So I had to learn to just live for me, and doing that, I'm way more happier in life, and I'm happy with decisions that I make. You know, I'm still not perfect. I still make mistakes, and
of course.
I do things because
we're only human, man.
Yeah, and I'm the product of I would say a deadbeat dad, but I wish there was another way I can say that. I'm just a product of not having a father in this life type thing. Like a lot of shit that I do, I notice I do it because I was selfish, and I was trying to prove to you know, like I said, to a man that don't even know me or don't even care, but I'm hurting everybody around me. Like 3 women that I got pregnant without even thinking about marrying them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, I know how that is.
So yeah, man, it's not even on here. So now I'm gonna ask about it. Fatherhood.
Oh man, if you want me to really be honest, man, I gotta say I have 3 different kids from 3 different women. One from my daughter was born in Wyoming, one was born in Pennsylvania, one was born in Florida. You know, and my point in my life, and when I was in my 20s, I cared more about traveling around than I was being a father. I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know what fatherhood was like. I knew what my dad was, my mom was. My dad basically left me when I was 5. I didn't see him again until I was 15. My mother didn't give 2 shits about my sister or I. She had 4 other kids in another marriage. So I didn't know. I knew abandonment in my life. So, you know, my whole life's been traveling around and moving to different states. And, you know, I just haven't been there for my kids. But it's tough because in my heart, I want to be there for my kids all the way. But then my brain is telling me, you got to keep moving or you got to go.
Which is childhood trauma.
And it's been hard on me throughout my life because everywhere I've lived, this is the 10th state I've lived in, and it's just tough for me because somebody once said to me, they asked me why I move around so much, and then I had another guy tell me, what are you running from? And it made me go, I kind of thought about it for a second. I'm like, man, am I really running from something or am I just moving? because I like to move a lot, and it made me think about that. But I always wanted to be a better father than my dad, a better parent than my mother. But when it comes down to it, I look in the mirror and I turned out just to be like my mother, but yet I just turned out just to be like my father. And it kind of sucks because I wanted not to have that persona of them, and I wanted to be my own person and raise my kids, but you know what, it didn't turn out that way. But I just had that lifestyle of moving all over and not taking care of my responsibilities. I take care of them now, I pay child support and all that stuff, but I wasn't there for them when they needed me. I was just too busy doing my own thing. So yeah, man, you know what, the two people I didn't want to turn out to be, I ended up turning out to be them. Yeah. Which is the hardest part.
Yeah, we definitely got that in common because it's similar to what I said in a way, because it's like, I didn't want to be like my dad, but at the same time, I feel like I'm like him because I didn't know how important it was to have two parents in the household trying to raise a child, you know what I'm saying, becoming a real family. Mm-hmm. I just thought, like, I seen my mom do it by herself, I seen my auntie them do it by themselves, so I was like, oh, that's a normal thing. And it's just like, okay, I'll just be a dad. But then it turns out my son is down there in Texas. You know, my daughter's in Miami, but I barely see her because I work so much. So it's like, I'm really not that great of a person. I'm doing my best, but it's like, I'm sort of kind of turning out like him. I'm not really there as I should be. And because I should have been there at the beginning. I should have got married, settled down, and had a family with this one person before I started, like, jumping and whatever.
Sure,
so I definitely feel that, man. And I think we really don't realize it until someone, asks us questions like that. Like, what are you running from, or why do you move so much? Because I never noticed that I'm a mover as well. Like, when I get comfortable, it scares me. Like, if I'm, like, I can be in somewhere for 2-3 years, I'm like, I gotta go.
This is off the subject, but going back towards, if you want to go towards like the fatherhood thing and the kid thing, I got put away when I was 10 years old. My mother put me in a mental hospital when I was 10 years old. I tried burning down my house, and I got in a fight with my brother's sister a lot, so she put me in a mental hospital for fucking, I was there for a year. It was in Rhode Island. And you couldn't go anywhere. Cages on the window. And let's say where we work, that's a school building. Mm-hmm. So where we're at now, you walk downstairs, there's an underground tunnel that goes all the way up there, and then you come up the stairs into the school building. We weren't allowed to leave. So that's where I was when I was 10 for a year, about a year and a half. And then I got moved on to different places. And for 5 years, basically, the state was basically had me because my mother didn't want me at home at all. Mm-hmm. So basically, from 10 to 15, or 10 to 15, I was basically not at home. I was in a residential place, put away to where I couldn't go home. And if I did go home, it was only for 3 days here, a couple months go by, 3 days here, a couple months go by. And so that's why I feel like that I move a lot, because if I go somewhere and I'm there too long, I feel so confined and so constricted that I got to get away. Same thing with my relationships. I'm in a relationship and I feel great, but then once I feel like I have nowhere to go, then I sabotage those relationships and move on to the next. Just like I do where I live. I'm there and then I leave. I'm there and then I leave. I'm there and then I leave. And I think that's just became just part of my habit from the time I was 10 to 15, being put away and not having a real home or a real family or real parents and being part of the system. That I think that's a big part of the reason why I do move around a lot and my relationships don't last. On a personal note.
That's deep, bro. And what make you, do you feel like you changed? Or it's still the same?
I would probably have to say, I've been in Florida for 12 years now. I haven't left. And now I'm seeing more of a relationship now that I'm older. Now that I feel can be more stable instead of trying to sabotage a relationship and make it fail, because that's easy. I can make any relationship fail. All I gotta do is just be a total douchebag and they'll leave. But then in the end, I'm like, why did I do that for?
Yeah.
But then, okay, then it's on to the next one, do the same thing over again. And on to the next one, do the same thing over again. If I could tell you how many times I've done that, it's crazy. It just became such personal habit and sabotaging and everything the same thing. It's just terrible.
Wow.
That's why I said going back to the first one, if I can go back to myself, I would try to tell myself, be a different person. Don't be this person, become better.
That's deep, Do you think the one you with right now helps you with being more stable?
Yeah, actually, I think I do. I really haven't found too many people that support a lot of the things that I do or whatever. But when somebody reassures you that, no, I'm here for you, I'm not going to leave you. You've had a lot of problems in life, and I know you've been through a lot or whatever. But I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. When they reassure you that, it makes you just feel a little bit better, as if I do fail, I'm not going to feel as if the relationship's going to be over. That person's going to stick with you and help you through things in life because, that person probably been through some stuff too or whatever, so they understand. And when you find somebody like that, then that's just more comforting to know.
Mm-hmm.
Not, well, this person don't give a shit. Let me just get rid of her and move on to the next person.
I like that. So we're going to ease on to another question. If you could switch lives with any fictional character, who would it be and why?
Man, that's a good one. You know what? I really don't know. I really don't know what fictional character I would be. I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
At all?
No. Nothing. I'm trying to go back to the 80s right now. No, there's really nothing that comes to mind right off the bat. What about you?
I want the movie, the boxing movie. It's a boxing movie with
Ali?
not with Ali.
$1 Million Baby?
Not $1 Million Baby. It's so many of them that they made. The last one was with
Rocky?
It's Rocky.
Rocky 3? Rocky 5? Rocky 6?
The last
Rocky Balboa.
The last Rocky. What's it? Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, Creed?
Creed. That would be my fictional character.
Why is that?
Because I can relate to him as what he's been through as a child and low-key trying to live up to his father's expectations, but knowing that he will never be like his father. And then he becomes him. And then he gets married, but then he deals with not only his wife being deaf, but his daughters being deaf as well.
Oh, yeah.
And fighting those battles. And a lot of times in my life, I feel like I fight battles like that, just trying to be in my kid's life. Like the system just makes it so hard because women have so many benefits than us. So it's like,
right?
Like I feel that, and I'm like, man, like I get him. I think that'd be my fictional character, honestly.
Nice.
So me saying mine, you haven't one yet?
No, I actually...
Yeah, Superman, Clark, No,
I'm not really into those ones or anything like that. Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, you know what? If I was going to be any fiction, I'd probably be Richard Gere.
Richard Gere?
Yeah, Richard Gere's my favorite actor. I'd probably be him because a lot of his movies just kind of relate to me in a way. A lot of his movies and who his personality is in each movie, I can see a little piece of myself in some of those and some of the characters he portrays. And also, he's my favorite actor, too.
Okay.
Not because I look like him, but just because of the fact that he just has a lot.
Look like him, though.
He just has a lot to offer. So,
okay, yeah. That's a good one. Not you. Just when you said, I'm like, damn, you do look like. That's crazy. All right. How do you define success? And that's a question everybody get asked.
I mean, success isn't about money.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, success isn't about what I can get from it. I mean, success is what you put into your job and how you feel about it. If you love your job, you love what you do, that's success right there. You give it all you got, that's success. The money will basically get to you through your hard work, dedication, and how you are. So as long as you're successful in who you are as you present yourself in life, the money's always going to come. That's the way I feel.
I like that. Yeah, I always figured that too. Like, it's not really about the money. It's finding that joy in life. To me, that's success. Like when you just enjoy the simple things in life, that makes you happy and it keeps you going. Because you can have millions and millions of dollars, and how many of those people commit suicide on a daily? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't really say, well, when I become a millionaire, I'll be happy. It's not true. Money comes more problems. Like you got millions of dollars, but you don't know how to file taxes. So you lose everything.
True.
So that's pretty much the next question is, damn, I just said it. I'll forget it that fast. What's the most challenging decision you've ever had to make?
I would probably say trying to be more diligent on how I do my finances in life. But that's a challenge in itself, trying to say, hey, I'm going to try to take care of my bills, try to take care of this, try not spend money on buying beer or buying things like that makes me happy. But yet trying to save money, then the next day you're like, oh, why did I spend that much money on this that I didn't need? That's challenging because you want to do the things you want to do in life, but yet you can't spend the money to do it, but yet you still do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most challenging, is just trying to be diligent on yourself, to try to not spend nothing, try to get what you need first, get where you need to be, and then down the road, get what you want. That's the challenging part.
Damn. Okay. I'm with that. Okay. So now we're going to get a little from the serious part. What's the funniest joke you know by heart?
What was that?
What's the funniest joke you know by heart?
What's the funniest joke I know by heart?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. What did Mr. Cannonball say to Mrs. Cannonball?
I don't know.
We're going to have a BB.
Oh my God, that's like a dad joke 101. I like that. You're gonna have a baby.
BB. A BB.
BB.
A BB. I don't really know too many jokes. Most of them are really, I don't know. That's probably the only one that I can remember all the time.
Man, I say once you're a dad, you can say whatever joke you want. Because you can say, I'm a dad. Like, dad jokes are the most corniest ones. But dads make it funny.
I say stupid jokes.
Yeah, my girlfriend don't like my jokes. They're corny as hell. And I make a lot of like cooking jokes. Like I've always say, what's Gouda?
Oh.
And she's just like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, cheese, Gouda. All right, here we go. So what is a skill you wish you had but don't?
I wish I was a master carpenter.
That's left field for me right now.
And I could build
whatever you want.
Anything. I know some master carpenters and I see them building stuff. I got a buddy of mine. He's not a buddy of mine, but my last girlfriend that I dated for 6 years, her uncle was a master carpenter. He was making all the furniture for Disney. Tables, chairs, made all by hand for some of those resorts. And he was making thousands. Like he had a whole shop and he was doing all these tables, chairs, everything by hand, building them, making them. I wish I was like that, because that is talent right there. Being a master carpenter like that, you can build anything. You cut down a tree and you can make freaking whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's,
whatever you want.
It's a special technique too, because it's like, you just can't take any tree, right? There's like certain trees they use for certain things.
Well, you can take trees, but I mean, you got oak, cedar, pine. Yeah. You got those. Oaks are really good wood to build with, because oak's hard and it'll last forever. Cedar's a good wood. Pine's a very soft wood, so if you just stick your finger in it with your nail, it'll dent the pine. But, I mean, if you shellac it, stain it, do whatever, and make it nice, it'll last for a long time. So it depends on what wood you use. But being that hands-on is good. I mean, I'm hands-on. I mean, I got a lot of talents I can do. You know, I can do a lot of stuff. I can build a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you
like
can paint.
screens like this. I can redo this porch. I can redo all this. I can redo the floors. I can paint everything in here. I'm good at some stuff. Remodeling, doing inside, kind of what Dougie's doing with all this stuff in there. I can do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to building, like a chair out of wood and all that stuff, I can't do that. With the detail that goes into it and that stuff, that's what I would love to do.
So he makes almost 6 figures doing carpentry.
Oh man, he probably does, yeah. Easy. Especially when you get a Disney contract to build all their furniture throughout there.
Yeah,
Forget about it. Yo, it's crazy. And I've seen the work that he did, the tables that he made. Insane. Insane, being that good and just doing it because you just know how.
Yeah.
It's just comes like
natural to you.
Yeah. Like taking out the trash. He just, oh yeah, this is easy. Easy stuff. That's one thing I wish I learned how to do. My stepfather, he was a carpenter. He was a master carpenter. He knew how to do anything. Tell him to build a deck, he'd build you the most beautiful deck you've ever seen. He could tear down the side of the house. He would build chimneys. He would freaking do whatever. He was good. He'd rip out the side of the house, start rebuilding this whole side of the house. I watched him do all that stuff real good. You know, just knowing your stuff.
University, you can learn anything.
Just knowing your stuff, like. Well, back then, people didn't go to universities and colleges.
Yeah,
back
they had
then,
to know
like the 40s, 50s, man, they learned that all on their own.
Mm-hmm. For me, man, I would love to be better in IT, like technology-wise, with like ChatGPT and all of that, like the next Elon Musk. If I had that type of talent, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
Right? Yeah, you'd be off somewhere else, man.
Honestly,
I wish you would.
That's the talent. That's the talent I wish I had that I just don't. And the studying that it takes, I don't have the time and day to study like that. So if you look back on it right now, career-wise, what would be a career you would say like, I can do this until I retire? So
I would definitely say if I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I would definitely have my own business. I'd have my own painting business. Same way I did when I was in Philadelphia. I had it for about 5-6 years. I would do that for the rest of my life. I would do painting, interior, exterior, redoing hardwood floors, power washing, handyman work, rebuilding, remodeling, screen work, all that stuff. I would just do that the rest of my life. I'm my own boss. I'm good at it. I'm a painter by trade. I know that. I can do anything. I can do interior, exterior, whatever you want, painting done. I don't need tape. I don't need none of that stuff. I need a radio, a paintbrush, some beer, and I'm good to go. And I can do it.
Good music.
You know, I can relax. I can chill. I'm my own boss. I can make really good money, and nobody tells me what to do. Not even me. That's the best part.
You ever thought about going back to it anytime soon?
You know, I could, but I'd have to get an LLC, this, that, and the other. I didn't have that down there because when I was running a restaurant then, I would just do that on my days that I had off.
Yeah.
You know, I would tell people, hey, I can do this for you, no problem. But it might take a few weeks for me to finish it because I only have 2 days off a week. When I come up and get off of work, I can come by and I can keep doing it, but I'll get it done if you want. If it's not a rush, I'll take care of it. If it is, then you might want to find somebody else. But in the end, most people will be like, yeah, I can wait that long. It's no problem. Whenever you get a chance, it's not a rush. Yeah, I'll make a quick $2,000. Paint some houses and shit like that. So, I mean, there's good money in it. I mean, a buddy of mine's a painter in Philly. This was like 15 years ago, dude. He charged $50 an hour for painting. For interior or exterior, $50 an hour. So I didn't charge that much. I charge like $25 an hour. That's what I tell people. I charge $25 an hour. These people charge more. If you want to go with them, you're going to spend more. But if you go with me, you get less. I'll do the same quality job. You just make a choice. Here's my card. I had cards. Here you go. That was it.
Wow.
I said I could do that. You want your floors redone?
I didn't know y'all make money like that doing
Yeah.
painting. $2,000?
Yep. Nobody likes to paint.
Yeah,
A lot goes into painting.
I definitely
Painting's the easy part. Prepping it, priming it, and getting it ready to paint, that's the time-consuming part. That's the part that makes money. you can make really good money in it. So painting is one of the things I love to do, man. It's very relaxing. It's just a great job. You're your own boss. You don't have to worry about working. You work at your own pace. You can get it done faster or you can get it done slower. Doesn't matter. The faster you get it done, you get the more money you make, you move on to the next job. You get like 10, 15 jobs lined up. And then at that point, you hire a guy that knows you. Be like, all right, you go to this job, I'll go to here. And then once we get done these, we'll move to the next two, move to the next two, move to the next two. If you need it done sooner, you hire a third person who's a good painter, but they got to know how to paint. Then you hire 3 people, then you keep doing that. Once you start advertising, man, it's going out. Yeah. I never did more than 2 to 3 houses at a time that I could handle myself. But they weren't big jobs, they were easy. But I've done 2 houses myself. But I did hire my buddy that I've known. He didn't have a job, so I hired him to help me out. He had no experience, but I still had him help me because he was my boy. But yeah, I got pictures of houses I've done, decks. I've redone decks, porches, whole porches, garages, everything. I know how to, like windows, when I put in windows, you got to clay around the windows and seal them. I know how to do all that stuff. I know how to do everything. I know how to do all that stuff, man. Oof. I can do all that.
I'm just saying, making money like that, that sounds like a real good business.
It's a good money, man, if you know how to do it, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like myself, I could sit here like this, hey, what's up, honey, and just sit here and just make perfect straight strokes. And just sit here and be on the line like, you gotta be good. You gotta be good. Yeah. You gotta know how to use a brush. You gotta know how to use a brush. I call myself a Picasso with a brush when I do interior, exterior, because I'm that good.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell by your cleanliness and your organization when you do things.
You know, it's just one of those things you gotta have a passion for. I like doing that stuff. It's just relaxing. Keeps me busy.
You gotta get back to it, man.
I could.
I get that to it. That's part of living, man. You gotta do what you love.
I do love doing that, man. It's fun. It's good money. It's fun. I don't feel like I'm working. And when I'm done, I feel like I did something for somebody that's like, wow, this looks really good. And I'm like, wow, this looks good. This looks good. This looks great. And it changes your whole appearance. I know how to do faux finishes. I know how to do coloring. I know how to do all that stuff. Picking out paints, going with paint colors, getting the best paint, all that stuff. The best, use whatever brushes you need, rollers, things like that.
Yeah, that's love, man. I like
trying to save yourself some money, all that stuff, man. It's a good gig.
Okay, that goes to the next question, though, right? Because even owning a business, we all deal with that. We all deal with this next question as well, which is, how do you handle criticism?
You take it with a grain of salt. You take it, you learn from it, and you move on. Plain and simple. You don't get offended. You don't get irritated. You take that criticism and you say, fine. You take their advice. It may look bad, but to somebody else it may look good. The other person may look like shit. But the best way to take it with a grain of salt, and just move on and just go about your day. And then go, okay, well, what if I could do something better next time with it? And then it makes you think of what you can do better. So it's more of, it helps you think about and reevaluate what you did before, but what you can do better.
Right. I like that. So what's your greatest achievement so far in life?
Staying alive.
Yo. Big facts, though.
Staying alive. I mean,
you made it past COVID.
Through all my years, I'm surprised that I made it this far. I really am. I've been in 2 car accidents. I fell off my motorcycle. I fell out of a tree. Yeah. I drove continuously drunk in my car for years and never been pulled over. Some of the days I've never been I didn't realize how I got home. I walked out of a bar and woke up the next morning in my house. I'm surprised I even made it. I don't even know how. You know, it's just pure luck. Some will say God, you know, some will say whatever. But I mean, I'm just lucky to be here today, man, by all the stupid decisions I made. I used to get drunk on my motorcycle in New Mexico when I had my motorcycle. I would get fucking drunk and jump on that thing in the middle of a snowstorm, have my feet down like this while I'm fucking driving, fucking going down. Yeah, man, it's just, I'd be doing that. It's like stupid stuff like that. You know, just making poor decisions. So I'm just grateful, and that's one of the things, man. I'm alive today. Thank God.
That's crazy, man. So this is going to be our last question of the podcast, DJ. You had 90 days to live. What would you do?
90 days to live.
You can do whatever you want with whoever you want to do it with.
Whatever I wanted.
You got 90 days.
I would say if I had 90 days to live, first of all, I would make sure I had enough money for 90 days. So that way I had no stresses about leaving broke or not having no money or anything like that. If I had enough money to last me, that would be good. I would probably visit my 3 kids. I'd probably talk to my sister. I'd probably talk to my closest friends, talk to them. And then hopefully I have a good life insurance policy. Then the person I'm with will be well taken care of. But I'll probably just live those 90 days as if I've never lived in my entire life. I would probably go to the beach, drink some beers, have a lot of sex, spend time with my wife, and I wouldn't look back. But as long as I had enough money, I'd be okay. So yeah, for those 90 days, hell, I won't die broke. If I have enough money till I'm gone, I'm not dying broke.
Yeah.
I had enough money for everything I needed. I had enough money to have fun. I had enough money. Where's the stress?
Yeah.
I may not have $1 million. I may not have 100,000. I might not have 10,000. I may have 1,000 in there. But if that $1,000 lasts me my entire 90 days,
good to go.
I'm not stressing.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
So it's a win-win. But I'd enjoy it up to the fullest up until the day freaking that nail went in the coffin. Or the fire burned me to ashes, one of the two. You know? You just gotta be grateful up to the very end. Because I look at it this way. I lived far much longer than a lot of other people have. Their lives have been cut shorter far way before mine has. So I feel like each year that I get older, that's just another year that I've lived more than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to say, I've had at least 2 dozen friends die since 1991. And I got to say, you know what? I went to school with a lot of them. I knew a lot of them. But you know what? Here I am, and they're not here. And I outlived them, and I'm still going. So I'm doing something right.
That's true, man. I like that.
And that's all I can do every day is do something right. I may like my beer, and I like to chill and hang out. But you know what? In the end, when I'm 75, 80, I ain't gonna be sitting here with you doing these podcasts or chilling here drinking beer. I'm gonna probably be drinking a soda or water or something like that. Changing my diaper. I don't know. I won't be doing this. So, I mean,
yeah,
this is the youngest I'm ever gonna be. And I might as well enjoy it.
right.
Because when I do get a little bit older, this isn't the way it's gonna be. And I'm gonna have to accept that. So I might as well have the fun now, enjoy the company, enjoy where I am, and soak up the moment, because I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna be 70 years old or 60 years old. I won't be sitting here drinking beer. I won't be sitting here doing a podcast. I'm gonna probably be sitting somewhere on a porch just drinking a water, or
rocking back and forth.
Rocking back and forth, going, man, why did my life go by so fast? I got more years behind me than I do ahead of me now.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do I do? Now it just makes me think. And now I need to really enjoy everything.
Yeah.
But
It's
I should be
almost
doing
like-
that now.
Yeah, it's almost like every day is your 90 days to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every day you wake up, it's like, only got 90 days. Only got 90 days.
I don't even want to think about it. I think I just got to think about today and think, you know what? I don't even have tomorrow.
Yeah,
I got to think about today. You know, like seeing all these fireflies in front of me. It's beautiful. They're lighting up. They're like lighting a path. A path to where? Where are they going? Where are they lighting up? What if you follow them through the woods and they were lighting up all over the place? Would they bring you to somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you gotta enjoy that because there's gonna come a day where you're not gonna be seeing this anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We all have a timeline.
Yeah, man.
We just gotta enjoy our life and live it. Because if not, we're gonna blink and it's gonna be over. And then what?
Yeah. I dealt with that when my mother passed. I was really a workaholic. I was a workaholic every 7 days a week.
Damn.
And I remember my mom was in the hospital dealing with breast cancer, and I told myself, I got time. And the day I had time to go see her, I called her phone, and my stepdad answered and said she passed. And that's when I realized I don't have time. I don't have time for anything.
Yeah.
You know, and so the time that I do have, I need to make it available to my kids and, you know, and those who I love and make time for the things I want to do. So I definitely feel you on that, man. It's like next thing you know, you blink and you 70 years old eating applesauce.
Yep. The toughest part is when you're sitting here and we think about it, we're sitting here in this quiet, beautiful place of serenity here out in the middle of the forest and trees and lightning bugs everywhere, and we're just relaxing. We don't think about that stuff, you know? Mm-hmm. But once you get back away from work and into that real life, you forget about everything we just talked about. And then you go right back into doing what we do. Go to work, come home, not be grateful for things, take things for granted, you know, argue, fight, do the things, all this stuff. But when we're here, we realize and we look at it and we go, hey, you know what? We know that we got to start living a life. But once we leave here and we're not thinking about that no more, we go back to being who we were and ourselves again. And we don't think about that anymore. And now we're getting back in a routine of all that stuff again, instead of going, you know what? I need to do what I did when I talked about it up there, or I need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, life is short. Why are we arguing? Hey, honey, why are we arguing for? Life is short. You know, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, we're going to be this much older. Kids are going to be here. You know, when I used to argue with my girlfriend, I'm like, you know what? I really don't give two shits what you want. Because if 50 years from now, I'm not even going to be here. So why does it even matter? That would be my response.
Yeah.
50 years from now, 100 years from now, this thing, nobody's even going to care. Nobody's going to matter. This means nothing. This means absolutely nothing. That's what I would always say. That's my answer. 100 years from now, this conversation is just going to be a puff of smoke.
Puff of smoke.
It's not going to be anything. 100 years from now, I always say. That's what I always say. 100 years from now, this ain't going to matter. 100 years from now, this ain't going to matter. But right now, it does matter. But I don't think about that. I think about 100 years from now where it ain't going to matter.
Yeah.
But I got to start thinking that way, too, in my relationships and in my life of, is this decision going to be right for me now? Is it going to affect me 100 years from now? You know? So I just got to be grateful. We got to be grateful for the moments of what we have now, because
the moments
the fighting, the arguing, all that stuff, whatever, the kids, life, jobs, all that stuff, you know, it doesn't even matter. They mean absolutely nothing unless you're happy, unless you're doing something to contribute to life and being a nice guy, respectful, and just can't let the little things get to you. That's why half the time I don't really care.
But you made up a good point, though. You said, like, once we leave here and go back to work, we forget about those conversations about living for pretty much a better you. You know, it's like, how do we stay focused on that, even in the midst of like, us working hard and trying to make a living for ourselves?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Everyday stresses, everyday struggles, what everybody faces in life and what they got to go through every day when they first wake up. So the time they go to work, drive to work, go to work, spend their day at work, come home, pick up the kids, or pick up the kids, come home, make dinner, get them to bed. Try to have time for yourself to take a shower.
Try to have time for
go to bed and wake up early, do it all over again, and keep doing that same routine over and over again. you feel like you're stuck in like Groundhog Day. You're stuck in that same routine every day.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can see how that gets boring. Nothing really changes except the people you meet or the conversations you have. Other than that, you're doing the same thing. You're waking up, you're getting your kids up, you're going to work, you're dropping them off, you're picking them up, you're coming home, you're making dinner, you're going to bed, you're putting them to bed, you're going to bed, and you're waking up, and you're doing the same thing over again. So where's the change up? Kind of like work. Run a restaurant, or if you work in a restaurant, you go to work, you do the same thing every day, you make the same recipes every day, you do the same cooking every day, you do the same thing every day, you do the same recipes every day, you make the same food every day. You do that every single day, and you do the same thing over and over and over. And once you got it, of course you got it, you got 100%, now you know what the hell you're doing. But then now you're still doing the same thing 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They may change the menu, but then that's about it. But it's still you're doing the same thing every day.
Yeah.
In that routine. It gets boring. A lot of people don't like the same routine.
No.
But it's my thing of going, I got a great job, I make good money, I do this. What am I complaining about? I get my vacation this there, I get my vacation there, I make bonuses here, I make bonuses there. I got a nice car, I got somewhere to live, I got food on the table, I pay my bills. What else do I need? But then you got people who want more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for me, man, it's not even wanting more. I want to do what I love every day. Like when I wake up, I want to be excited to do it. Like I love this industry, culinary arts, but every day I wake up, I want to make a purpose in somebody's life. Like I want to help someone. And I mean, that's why I have my nonprofit organization. And I just feel like being stuck in the kitchen, I can't do that. Like I'm dying in the kitchen. Like honestly, like I'm dying.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're...
There's some people that don't see it like that, like you said. Some people like, man, I'm making good money, bro. All this other stuff I don't care about. But I go home like, man, like, what life did I change? But that's just me. Like, I think like that. I'm like, what life did I really change? I came here and make the same damn thing I make every single day. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, it's so many people that, like, don't wake up like me, joyful and happy and singing all the damn time and get mad one day, but then out of nowhere, boom, I'm happy again. Like they're just mad every single fucking day, like just mad.
Yeah, those people are very unhappy and they're very not enjoying life. They don't like life. They don't like what they're doing. They don't like who they're with. They don't like any of that because they're stressed. They're working harder. They're making the money, but they're not making enough money to do what they're doing to be happy. They're doing those struggles and trying to make what they can on what they have.
Yeah.
And people are upset about it. You know, they get mad, they get upset. They don't.
Yeah, man. I think when I saw, I was like in high school and I saw there was a retired fireman, and he has a ice cream company, but he only opens when he wants to. But when he opens, he has a line, like a line. But every time you see him, he's in there, him and his wife, and he's always happy, you know. And I'm like, that's what I like. Like he's doing something he loves, and he's not worried about the money because he knows so many people came to him and tried to buy it. So many people told him, hey, if you open 7 days a week and make so much more money, he's just like, I'm good with what I'm making. Because everybody knows, like, when he opened, oh yeah, it's going to be the best ice cream you've ever had in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you see the enjoyment behind what he do, you know? And I'm like, I want that. Like, I want that. I think I was like in 11th or 12th grade when I saw him. And I was like, yeah, I want that life. You know?
Heck yeah.
And ever since then, it's like, every time I'm in the kitchen, I go through that. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I've been 4 years here. I'm not doing nothing I love. I'm making somebody else rich, and all they care about is money. And they're not seeing the big picture behind this.
Yep. Yeah, so as long as you're not getting ahead, man, then you're just falling behind. That's pretty much what it is. If you're not getting ahead, you're falling behind. If you don't feel like you're getting ahead, you're falling behind. And the more you keep falling behind, the more it just gets at you to where you get more frustrated. Now you're bringing the frustration to work. You're bringing the frustration home.
Yeah. And the worst thing is to be married and your wife feels that. Because then she thinks about this, you know, her security. Like, bro, like, you're the reason we have this house. You're the reason why we have this car. So we can't have you frustrated.
But it shouldn't, in the end, but it shouldn't It shouldn't be about the money.
Yeah,
No matter what.
It shouldn't. Yeah.
No matter what.
It shouldn't, man.
I ain't gonna be with somebody who's interested in like, oh, we got a nice car, a nice house, and all this stuff. You lose your job, I'm going, no. It's not the way this works. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I'm very honest in my relationship. I tell them straight up, listen, I know you met me and I have a good job and all that stuff. I'm an entrepreneur. Like,
It's 50-50.
Yeah, my end game.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, I tell straight up.
50-50. We are 50-50. You pay 50, I pay 50. We're 50-50 with the kids, we meet halfway, and we go off from there.
Yeah.
If for some reason you got bills to pay and you're short, I help you. If I got bills and I'm short, you help me. We meet each other halfway. We take care of things. If not,
Yeah.
that's
why I tell my girl, like, yo, it has to be 50-50. I said, at the end of the day, if I get sick, what happens? If I'm the breadwinner, what happens?
you got to step it up and start doing something, making some moves, go to work, get a second job, work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs until you're better. Then you come back, then you take off the job, then you take it off another job.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
And I say every time, it's
what you got to do.
It's selfish for someone to be like, oh, yeah, but you have to make 6 figures. But if we both make 6 figures.
Somebody told me how to make 6 figures, I'd be like, there's 6 steps to the door.
What I'm saying, if you imagine, like, I'm making, let's say, like, you're making 6 figures and your wife making 6 figures and y'all invest the money correctly, you both can chill and retire.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Do nothing.
To sit here and say, oh, no, you got to make 6 figures, but then you making $30,000 a year and then you never pay a bill.
Yeah,
Like, come
that would
on.
never happen.
Like, what's the reality in that?
I'm like, I don't know who you're thinking I am, but I'm not Rockefeller,
Yeah.
number one.
I tell my girl
Number
all the
2, I make what I make. If you don't like it, there's a door.
Yeah.
Don't let it hit you on the way out, and it won't hit you because I'll open it for you, and I'll kick you out of it.
Yeah.
But there's no way you're telling me how much I need to make you comfortable. No. I'm going to make it much to make me comfortable. You need to make how much you need to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way.
Like I say all the
Sorry,
time, they be
sister.
like, oh, I don't want to work all the time. Me neither.
Sorry, sister.
So how we both not going to work?
I'm not taking care of you. That's not the way this works.
Yeah, like, I don't want to work all the time. I want to relax. Me too.
I don't see those. I see videos of them, interviews and stuff, and they're saying, how much does a guy need to make for you to want to be with him and be happy? Oh, he need to make at least 6 figures. I would love to meet these girls who think like that. You out your damn mind.
No,
He need to pay for this. He need to pay.
What's funny
Really?
is,
And what are you going to pay for?
says he needs to make 6 figures because I'm making 6 figures. Okay, how much you want to contribute to the bills? Nothing. He's going to pay everything. So why you even working?
Why?
Oh, because I want to make sure I got my money good. Then why do you need a man?
Exactly.
That was funny to me. It's like you want to come in a relationship with somebody making 6 figures to cover all of your bills, and you don't want to pay for nothing. And if you do pay for anything, you only want to pay
save
10 to 20%.
all your money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because as soon as you get tired or bored of him, what you gonna do? Leave. And he just spent all his money building that relationship.
And now you saved all yours, and now you're gonna do the same thing with somebody else. Save all your money, and keep doing that.
It's an investment scam.
You're just a money-hungry hoe. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that's why I tell women come to me talk about, oh, I don't want to work my whole life. Me neither. So what's the game plan?
Right?
What we gonna do so we both don't have to work? You
Yep.
want to stay home? I want to stay home. You want to stay home and take care of kids? I want to stay home and take care of the kids.
Yeah, for real.
How we gonna make this happen? Let's go. I'm
Yep.
with it. No, but you're the man and you should know. Okay.
I don't care if I'm the man. I'll be the woman. I'm still gonna go to work, but I'm still not taking care of you. Nope.
I'm all about that. You to come to me talking about you don't want to work. You think I want to go to work?
If I pay this and this and this, you're gonna pay that, and that. Plain and simple.
Facts.
You're paying your bills, I'm paying my bills. We have a house together. You pay the light and the internet. Some of the rent, I'll pay the rent. I'll help with other bills, groceries, whatever we need. But we're meeting 50-50. There ain't none of this, I'm paying for you, this and nope, sorry. You're with the wrong person. You're barking up the wrong tree. That's not the way it works in real life. That only works in movies.
It's like you tell them.
Or on
like,
TikTok.
Or you also tell them like, oh, I don't want to work. I just want to stay home. I said, okay, well, here's a list of I need done around the house. I need help with my kids. I need this done. I need that done. This is the errands I got. Because at this point, you're a secretary now. Because if you're not my secretary, what are we doing? You got to do something. Because if you're at home doing nothing, that means you have time to go out and do something you're not supposed to do.
Yo, for real.
Because Come on, I'm far from stupid. Because that's the setup game.
Yep.
That's the setup game. But we gonna end it there, man. It's been an hour.
Man, it's been a great conversation.
Yeah, man. That's a good podcast right there. Me and my boy DJ, New York City. We just chopping it up, man. I appreciate you jumping on the podcast once again.
Hey, man, we like sitting out here on the porch, just kind of shooting the breeze, you know?
Yeah. That's what life is all about. Again, hopefully some way, somehow we can remember moments like this. Live the best of our lives.
Amen to that.